Alrighty guys, welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick, and today we have set number 76128. This is the Molten Man Battle, the smallest set from the Spider-Man Far From Home wave, which was released in the summer of 2019. This one in particular contains 294 pieces, retailing for $29.99, and contains 3 minifigures, and the box size is the same as the Hulkbuster, I believe, and it's got this cool Lego-ified Spider-Man on the side, and the back just shows off, an alternate pose, and to show you the actual size of minifigure on the top of the box. And this set does have just one simple instruction booklet with nothing fancy in it, and let's take a look at the build. Molten Man himself is basically a mech, about the same size as the Hulkbuster, so again, value sort of makes sense-ish right off the bat, but this one isn't really a mech because it has no pilot. It's got the same amount of posability. The legs, I've noticed on mine, seem to sometimes be too weak to hold it up. Like they'll want to bend back into a certain position instead of the one that I move it into. But other than that, it has good articulation. You can get it into a walking pose like that. Not too difficult. And, kind of splay the legs out a little bit further or bring them back in closer together. These pieces down here, these rock pieces in trans orange, are painted up there with some metallic gold. They've done like this sort of design on a rock piece before, just not in this particular color combination. Those are exclusive. You'll see there are several throughout the set. There are also some, though, that don't have printing. So there's a combination between the two. They are sometimes a little bit hard to tell apart in the instructions, but you can usually figure it out. Both the feet are exactly the same, by the way, and the backs of the feet don't look too bad. Like, the whole back of the mech actually looks relatively reasonable for what this is. Maybe my least favorite part of it is just right up here, where there's a little bit of hole, and you can see a little bit of regular red straight through there. But, it's okay, and I guess maybe the back sides of these plates aren't the best looking either, but it's fine overall from the back. And I guess right here, too, that might be a little bit weird. But other than that, you got mostly really consistent color scheme. The arms over here, got a good amount of posability. You'll see again, there we go, that leg wants to fall out of the way. But the arms up here have a good amount of mobility. Again, that leg does not want to stay. I don't know why. I guess it may be just that ball joint. But basically, you've got this panel up here, which is on a ball joint, and that allows you to move this out of the way in order to get a little bit more or less, arm articulation, whatever you're going for. It does have a hand here, which can close up, and if we bring in this set's civilian character, you can sort of kind of grab onto him and hold him, and, that works pretty well. You do also have this chain here, which kind of just moves around and looks like it's falling lava or magma or whatever Molten Man is made of. You also have in 3 places here these antenna pieces in trans orange. They sometimes want to bump into the legs and kind of limit your mobility a little bit, but it's not too bad. And if it does stop you from getting into a pose that you want to get into, you can just simply pull those out. They're just clipped on. Over here we have another one of these beams. These 2 stickers are the same, and they're both just identical assemblies that are just on a ball joint. Again, this leg does not want to stay. That might just be an issue with my particular 2 pieces. But you also have a stoplight here with a traffic sign, and over here, this arm, you got a stud shooter that will shoot off studs. If you just spin it around, you get extra studs as well that will allow you to kind of replace those when you inevitably lose them. We do have this little lamp here, which, is cool, and then this sign here, no parking, maybe, and I guess you could use that in an alternate setting, so, it's a little bit unfortunate that they have it looking so damaged. And then you do also have another similar build for the shoulder pad here, just to kind of block or enable the motion of the arm. And you do have the front end of a car sticking out of his chest, and another sticker here, as well as this. This is a construction shoulder pad piece printed up with the face of Molten Man, and that looks pretty effective. But there's a couple of stickers on the top, which actually those look pretty good, and you can get some good good positioning for his face there. Again, I think the biggest problem with this mech for me is that my particular leg doesn't want to stand there, so it makes it hard for me to pose mine. But you have to let me know if that is an issue that you guys have with your copies of the set, if anyone in the comment section knows this. The first figure that we're going to take a look at here is the Night Monkey Spider-Man suit, and it contains a couple of these web accessories. That's why we're looking at it in this way first. This is a similar build to what they use in the Hydro Man Attack set, where it's basically one of these like longer webs that be used to swing on, because it just has a clip on the top. There's nowhere on Molten Man, at least as far as I can tell, except for maybe like the lamppost, I guess. Like if you wanted to do this, I suppose you could go like that, and that would allow him to swing around on Molten Man. That actually is not too bad a look. I guess I should probably move you up a little bit. That works, I guess, actually. And you can do it on the lamppost or the signpost as well on the other arm. But the more I touch Molten Man, the more he wants to fall over. So we're gonna not do that, and instead focus on the Night Monkey. And we also have this build for another set of webs that, I don't know, uses 4 of the web pieces together, and I don't know, it just kind of creates a cool, like, dynamic look. This is a little bit spindly right here, maybe just a tad weird, but overall I think that little build looks good, and it's a nice way to combine a couple of them. You also get a couple of extra pieces because these all come in one little web pack. So you have these 2 smaller webs, which you can do whatever with, and you have this one larger one, which has no, like this has 2 bar attachments. This one doesn't, so just a slightly different shape as well. You can use that for whatever, as well as this little web handcuff thing, which you don't really have any just regular criminals or anything that you could attach this to, in the separate there's a bar attachment there, as well as a bar that a minifigure's hand can hold on to, and you push this on the other hand, it'll kind of work. And the Night Monkey figure itself is pretty cool. I like the overall design. The dark gray seems maybe a little bit too light for what it's supposed to look like, but it does give a good amount of contrast with the black, and I guess in this particular case, this is a I don't dislike that they didn't do dual molded legs here, because just having the gray highlights on the front and not wrapping around to the side and back makes the figure overall just look a little bit darker. Maybe it would have been nice to get more black printing than dark gray, but I still like the overall detail is right. It's just maybe a shade too light, but I still think it's really cool, and the head print itself is fantastic. I like that a lot, and I think the head should be darker than the torso and legs. So I guess maybe they had to make it dark gray for that to work. But it's pretty well done, and overall a cool little exclusive. And the other 2 figures are this Fireman and Mysterio. Mysterio is in all 3 of the Far From Home sets, so he's nothing super special. His torso and leg printing is good, and overall I think that they did a great job with it. This is a new piece used for his dome, and underneath the dome there's just a plain silver minifigure head with no back printing or anything. The cape in purple is really nice. It is the new style cape, so I can just flip it up and show you the back printing on his torso, which is good. And he does have the 2 Power Blast pieces, which just shoot off, maybe sometimes underwhelmingly like that, but you might be able to get it to work well, and those do just look kind of cool for his little overall energy blast effects. Maybe it would have been nice to get them in green though, because his magic is usually green. The firefighter here is cool. He's got this fire extinguisher accessory. It uses a gunmetal gray revolver flintlock pistol thing. Interesting build for that, and the firefighter is actually a slightly more interesting figure than Mysterio, because he's actually more exclusive. His torso only appears in this set, plus the $100 Downtown Fire Brigade, which is the construction site fire set. And it's a little bit weird that it only appears there and here, but it's cool nonetheless. The legs are a little bit more common in City, and the face, same one they use for Killmonger, Shocker, etc. And, it looks pretty good overall, and I like the back printing on the torso. And he does have a dark red fireman helmet. Overall, I think that this set is a pretty good value for $30. You do get this cool little mech monster thing, because he's not really a mech. Plus the exclusive Night Monkey Spider-Man figure. That's going to be a really popular and collectible thing. Plus they also give you Mysterio, which is nice and relatively generous, putting him in all 3 sets instead of making you buy the largest set to get the bad guy. The Firefighter's kind of just whatever, but I guess it's better than just including 2 figures. Maybe it would have been nice to get Ned in this set, because of the scene that this Molten Man is from in the movie, but I mean, it doesn't bother me too much. It's fine. I guess they could have done Maria Hill, but they did find a way to squeeze both those other 2 characters into another Far From Home set, so I don't have too much of a problem with just this Firefighter being included here, even though he's not in the movie at all, spoiler alert. I guess he must be from a deleted scene where he saved the day, and I guess they thought that was too cheesy or something. I don't know. But, you know, overall, it's a nice build, fun to put together. I do wish at least my copy of this leg stayed together better, but again, I'm not going to knock the set too much for that, because maybe that's just my particular copy. So, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys all next time. Would definitely recommend picking this up if you see it on clearance at Walmart for $15, like it's currently going for in some places. And yeah, I'll see you guys all next time. Bye, everyone.